डॉक्टर रेड्डीज लेबोरेटरीज की जानिब से एक गोली ऑप्टिडोज का इफ्तिताह आज अमल में आया। बाज़ार में अनकरीब इस गोली की इजराई अमल में आएगी। हाइपरटेंशन लोगों के लिए काफ़ी फ़ायदेमंद होगा। हिंदुस्तान में 32% मर्द इस बीमारी का शिकार है। इस मौके पर मीडिया से बातचीत करते हुए आलोक सीनियर वाइस प्रेसिडेंट इंडिया बिजनेस ने बताया कि इस गोली को 512 मरीज 18 सेंटर्स और 12 हफ्तों में किया गया, जो कि कामयाब रहा। ड्रग कंट्रोलर जनरल ऑफ इंडिया की जानिब से भी मंजूर किया गया।
So it gives you a sense of the enormity of the disease, which is huge. To combat that, what we decided was, we said, there is a cause behind suboptimal treatment of hypertension, which is the pill burden. Most of the patients are on multiple therapies. And most of the patients, 76% of the patients, have uncontrolled hypertension. So these therapies and the combination that they're consumed don't seem to work optimally. So for that, we went back to the scientists and to the lab and said, let's try to figure out a way where we can reduce adverse events or side effects, where we can still deliver the same level of efficacy, and where we can reduce pill burden as well and give them ideally one pill where they can actually take that conveniently once daily with reduced side effects and improved efficacy. And the answer was, after 3 years of ideation, of being in the clinic and working through the regulatory process in the country, we have launched Optidoz today, and therefore the excitement with each one of you, today. So it truly, I believe, would herald a novel approach in hypertension management. I just wanted to share some of the data which I've just verbalized a minute ago. It's the most prevalent chronic disease, meaning it gets worse over time. 32% of adults in India have hypertension. In the last 6 decades, so post-independence, there is a 12-fold increase in the incidence of hypertension in the urban areas and about a 7-fold increase in the rural areas. I told you about the number of patients who know about hypertension. So less than half of hypertension patients know they have a silent disease. Among the diagnosed cases, 76% are not adequately controlled even after taking the medication, which we discussed. And hypertension is actually a serious cause behind acute myocardial infarction or heart attack and stroke, which is arising out of a blockage in your carotid artery. So as you think about all MIs, 25% of all MIs, heart attacks, are because of hypertension. 30% of all strokes are because of hypertension. And most of the hypertensive patients also have peripheral vascular disease, which is the blockage of your peripheral artery in the leg. Amongst, as I said, the reasons of why you have such high degree of suboptimal control or lack of control in hypertensive patients is ineffective drug usage, because you have to take multiple tablets, multiple pills in hypertension, and non-adherence to treatment. So typically you forget either one or two or one of the 3 drugs that you're taking on hypertension, and you tend to forget those medications, which is serious from a disease management standpoint. So that's the unmet need around hypertension in India. So the current unmet need in terms of the care that we provide, I just want to keep it simple enough. You have adverse events which are pretty significant due to the high doses of anti-hypertensive therapy. You also have multiple pills, which I mentioned on the previous slide, contributing to lack of patient compliance, or reduce, that arrow going down means reduction in compliance or persistency of patients. And that's where, with one pill, Optidoz, which has 3 components at optimal doses individually, reduce the number of side effects, increase the efficacy, and provide a once daily option for hypertensive patients. And that is why we have introduced Optidoz for hypertensives who are uncontrolled on monotherapy. So they've been on one tablet and they are not controlled. Their hypertension is still either variable or not within acceptable levels. So typically what happens is those patients stumble from one therapy to another therapy to multiple tablets which they keep forgetting, and therefore keep worsening their hypertension over a period of time. And therefore the role of Optidoz is to simplify this step care and really provide optimal therapy early in the life of a hypertensive patient. Benefits: early response in a large number of patients, improves the tolerability, the degree to which a patient can tolerate the drug given the reduced adverse events, therefore enhances therapy adherence. So you adhere to the therapy regimen and you then seek, or you're on a road to better long-term blood pressure control. So Optidoz was actually put through rigorous clinical and regulatory process. Since these three ingredients had not been tested previously at the dosing levels that each one of them are represented in the medicine today, we had to prove the value of the three ingredients in that combination at the unique dosing that they are in through a clinical trial called CONTROL. CONTROL stands for Comparative Study Evaluating Normalization of Blood Pressure with this triple pill as outcome against Telmisartan and Hydrochlorothiazide. So these are standard of care products, Telmisartan and Hydrochlorothiazide. They were in the control arm. Our product Optidoz was in the test arm. And we put this clinical trial across the country